So you have a mobile and you wish you could make a game there. Your search is over, as in this video I'll be showing you how to create this amazing game. In this fourth part we're gonna be creating our ball. Now we need to create our ball, so let's select our main node, click add, and in this case we're gonna be using a character body 2D. So we're gonna drag and drop it right here, and as you can see here we have the same warning that we have had a lot of times. So let's attach it a collision shape like this. Okay, and also we're gonna use a sprite, okay, sprite, in order to render images. So we're gonna create a new shape. In this case the ball is gonna be a rectangle because I'm gonna be using again the white rectangle, okay, like this. And in our sprite I'm gonna load the white square, so you can also use this quick load so that you can quick load it, and then again we're gonna have to modify its size. Okay, so let's modify it right here, or if it is too difficult you can actually use here the scale on your transform. So as you can see it's a bit more easier, I'd say. Okay, so there we have our ball, and let's move it right here, and then we're gonna select our collision shape, and we're gonna firstly move it, okay, where our ball is, okay, right here. Okay, let's reorder our nodes so that we can clearly see our collision shape. Nice and perfect. Okay, and let's resize the collision shape properly, and now we rename the object to ball. So actually here I would like you to show how you can quickly change the type of the node if for some reason you want to change it. So our ball actually should be a rigid body, as we want it to be affected by physics. So we're just gonna hold the click right there, and here we click on change type. Okay, and here we now type the correct type of node, in this case rigid body 2D, change. Okay, so we didn't have to delete everything and start from scratch. Okay, so now here in our ball we are gonna modify some things. For example, here the contact monitor, we are gonna enable it, and the max contacts we're gonna set it to 2. Then the gravity scale will be 0. So with these options basically we disable the gravity, and then with this contact monitor enable and the max contacts, what we are trying to do is to detect the collisions between the ball, the walls, and the players. Okay, so now in our ball we're gonna attach a new script. In this case I want to select the object empty, so that as you can see my script is completely empty. Okay, so now here I will need 2 variables, and the first one is gonna be a direction, and the second one is my speed. Okay, so I'm gonna set it to something like 300. Our direction will be used to, for example, when the ball is going this way and it collides with a player, we're gonna multiply this by -1 so that it starts going the other way. So firstly, on our ready function, okay, the ready function is called as soon as we start playing our game. We're gonna set our linear velocity dot x to speed times direction. So when we start playing, you're gonna see that the ball actually starts going right. Okay, so let's check it. As you can see, the ball goes right. And now in the physics process, we are gonna actually repeat the same line that we have written here. So I'm just gonna copy and paste it here, okay, and like this. Okay, once I have my ball, I'm gonna select here my player, and I'm gonna move it down a little bit, something like that will be okay. And then I'm gonna duplicate my player and then rename this to enemy, okay. And then this enemy, I'm gonna move it to the right, okay. Now when we play, you're gonna realize that when the ball collides with the enemy, actually nothing happens. The ball doesn't bounce or literally anything, it just stops, but it continues like the track. So firstly, we're gonna select our enemy, okay, and we're gonna go to the node window groups, and we're gonna here create a new group that is gonna be enemy or player, okay, add, and it's right here. And in the player we're gonna do the same thing. Check that the spelling is exactly the same one, so enemy or player right here, enemy or player, okay. So we want to actually do this because now on our ball and in the node signals, we can here say that if our rigid body enters a new body, it means that if it is colliding with, for example, a player, an enemy or something like that, we're gonna connect this one, okay. So if the body with which we are colliding, okay, so this is gonna be if body, okay, dot is in group, let's see if we can autocomplete it, is in group, the name of the group was enemy or player, enemy or player. What we're gonna do right here is to multiply our direction, okay. Oh, but right here I connected it to the player, okay, so this is not such a big problem. So I'm just gonna delete these lines. Here in my signals I'm gonna disconnect it and actually connect it to my ball object, okay. So as I was telling you, if the body with which I'm colliding, if body dot is in group enemy or player, okay, what we are gonna do is to multiply our direction by -1, okay. So now in our game, as you can see, the direction of the ball changes, but as you can see, the player and the enemy are a little bit like pushed back when they collide. So we could just set the rigid body mass of both the enemy and the player to 100, for example, okay, like this and like this. So now when we play again, you're gonna see that in fact when the ball collides, as you can see, the player doesn't change its position. Now in our ball, we're gonna select it and we're gonna make it bounce. So in order to do this, in our physics material field, we're gonna create a new physics material, click it, and then here in our bounce, we're gonna set it to 1, okay. So now when we click play, we're gonna wait, and well, as you can see here, it seems that nothing is happening, but actually you're gonna see that when I collide with the ball, okay, and it collides with the ball, as you can see, it starts bouncing, but well, the rotation is, well, a little bit weird. So we just here lock the rotation, and now when we play, the ball shouldn't be rotated or something like that, it should just be moved. So let's here collide with it, and as you can see, it starts bouncing, okay, and the same thing happens when it collides with the player. Thanks a lot for watching, subscribe to the channel and remember to like and comment if this video was helpful. Thanks again and have an amazing day.